Okay, g'day Rowan, how you going?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me, Pato.
No worries, thanks for coming on.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I've been wanting to have you on just on your own for a while because one of your videos that you did ages ago before one of the Dead Cow Gully races was kind of like one of the inspirations for me to actually start this podcast. It gave me
Yeah,
an idea.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Um,
I, have, I haven't filmed any in a while, but I try to get back into it.
yeah, awesome. Because you're doing some good stuff.
Yeah, just trying to get the message out there and see what people can achieve. Really.
Yeah. So how long have you always been a runner or when did you get into it?
No, I've only been running for about 6 years. My older brother, sort of, and his kids inspired me to start running. So I wasn't a fan of running at all. And it was just through watching him run ultra marathons and like 100 milers and stuff. And then I went to a park run with them one Christmas and thought I should just give it a go. And then from there, I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, yeah. I saw your first ultra was the Blackall 100 in 2018. Did you work your
Yep.
way up to that 100K distance or did you just go head first?
Um, so leading up to Blackall 100, I didn't know about the event at all. Um, a friend of mine, she was doing the Kokoda Challenge on the Gold Coast, the 96 kilometers, and I did a couple of 30K runs before that, and she was like, "Oh, come and join me on this 96K um, Kokoda Challenge." And I was talking to my brother, and he's like, "Yeah, give it a go, but you haven't really been training for it." And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a crack. And it was a team of four because that's how it works. And we went in, and it took us 24 hours and about 24 hours 25 minutes to complete the Kokoda challenge as a team. We all finished, and that was like huge for us because we really wanted to finish as a team. And I had a friend who was traveling up from Newcastle to do Blackall 100, and I got talking to him. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my first solo 100 and see how I go. And I think I knocked like 7 hours off the 24 hours. I think it was like 16 hours 40 minutes or something.
Mm.
And then just literally was hooked after that. Like, yeah, just trying to run 100Ks everywhere.
Yeah. I noticed you've done the Guzzler 100K every year since. Is that right?
Yeah. So that first, the inaugural year was 2019. Yeah, 2019. And I was so hooked on running that I really wanted to do like 100K PB. And it is a tougher course. And I thought, if I can do it on a tougher course, that means, I'm progressing and getting better. And managed to knock, I think it was like an hour off the Blackall 100 time, which I was super happy about. And then because it was the inaugural year, I thought maybe I should see how many years I can keep coming back every year. And it just turns out to be that there's only one other guy that's done it every year, and we both know each other now. But we kind of egg each other on each year. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. If you're not, if you're not gonna do it, then I'm gonna take it. And yeah, so it's like another challenge on the side that keeps me inspired to keep coming back.
Yeah. I was also wondering because I know that the Blackall 100 and the Guzzler, they're both Western States qualifying races. So,
Oh,
are you,
now
yeah, are you collecting tickets and applying every year?
I did apply this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
I when I first started running and learning about ultras, And, the first thing you look up on the internet is, 100 milers seem to pop up, and they're always American races. And just started watching like Leadville videos and Western States videos, and instantly hooked. Like I couldn't put them down. I just had to watch all these videos and learn more and more. And now that we've got the opportunity here in Brisbane to be able to have Western States qualifiers, it's I jumped in straight away. So I didn't get in this year, but one ticket. Who gets in on one ticket?
Yeah.
So I actually am going back to Blackall 100 this year, and that's going to be my Western States qualifier this year.
Yeah, awesome. You might know that like my dream goal is to make the SAT Champs team, and that's on the same weekend as the Blackall 100. So so I've decided that if I don't make the SAT Champs team, I'm going to come up to Queensland and run the Blackall 100. So I might see you there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I want to. I want to do the same thing. I want to start applying for Western States as well.
It'd be like it is the top American race to do. You can't. I hardly have any entrants. And it's the history behind it's like huge, and everyone gets out there. Like basically everyone in America seems to turn up there. Like every Courtney DeWalter and Jim Walmsley and all those guys, Dylan Bowman. It's just like it's like ultra candy.
I was inspired by that doco, Lucy's Dad. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Loved it.
Yeah, awesome. So, so you mentioned like you're on a guzzler streak, but you're also like on a running streak as well. So you love your streak. So what are you up to now?
I think today of the recording, I think it's 1,426 days in a row.
Right.
And that was also inspired by my my older brother Ben. He started a streak years ago because a guy on the Gold Coast here, his name's Hunter, and he got up to 7 years, and I watched him run. I've run with him a couple of times, and just the consistency just helps with your running. Helps reduce seems to reduce the risks of injury. So I've noticed heaps less injuries since running every day. And it's tough after an ultra the next day to go on a run. But I feel, to be honest, the day after, people think I'm mad, but like I'm sore as hell. But after I finish like a 2 or 3K run, I can walk up the stairs fine. Everything feels so much better. So it feels like it's doing something. So.
Yeah, look, I definitely. I don't have a streak anything like yours, and I think my best streak is probably about 80 days. But I definitely run more often than I used to, and I reckon it definitely does help. I definitely have less pains and injury-like feeling in my legs and feet than I used to.
Yeah,
and I reckon,
I can definitely vouch for that. Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the website runeveryday.com?
No, I haven't looked at that. There's another one, I think it's called Runners International, Run Streak International.
Right.
So that's like a proper group, and they've got all the rules set out that you have to achieve to actually go towards a streak. Yeah.
And does it have a list of streaks? Like, are you on it?
I haven't actually signed up to it. I thought about it. I think I can't remember. It's free, or you got to submit all your files. But I just have an app that records everything for me. So yeah.
Because I was looking at runeveryday.com, and they've got a list. I was saying, he's Rowan there, he's Rowan there. But no.
I should jump on there because it's I'm nearly at 4 years. So
yeah. And because I follow you on that running app. I forget what it's called. And your runs, so what's it called again?
Smash Run.
Yeah, that's it. Smash Run.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I looked. You'd be in the top 50 of current streaks in Australasia at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the longest current streak in Australasia is 5,940.
Wow.
Yeah. Um,
That's up there.
yeah. And the longest streak in the world at the moment is 16,000.
What's that? I think it's, what does that equate to? About 50 years or something?
43.81 years. The longest streak ever is 19,032, which is 52 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the world record. That's insane.
Uh, so this would obviously be your best streak, the one that you're on at the moment.
Yeah. Once I started and I got past 21 days, like 21 days is like the general rule for any habit to be formed. So I got the 21 days down, and then I had like a niggly calf not long after that, and I thought, oh, I don't think this is going to last too much longer, and it sort of went away. And I got the 50 days, and I was like, wow, I'm at 50, and I'm like, all right, got to get to 100, and just got to 100, and I'm like, all right, 365 is the next goal, and just progress from there, and now I think it's gone the opposite way, where if I stop, it's probably going to be detrimental to me.
Yeah.
Probably have some sort of breakdown or something.
So have you come close to breaking it, or it's just become part of your life now?
Very close. Yeah, it would have been after 10 p.m. one night.
Right.
I was putting the kids to bed, and I fell asleep with them next to them in their bed, and I woke up in a daze, a total shock, and my wife was still awake, and I looked at my watch and I went, it's after 10 o'clock at night. I feel absolutely wrecked, but I haven't run today. So I had to put on the running shoes, and I think, it was like 10:30 at night, and just to fit in 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it was, got home just before 11.
Yeah.
11 o'clock, and I was just like, just remember thinking to myself, like, I'm glad it didn't end, but that felt brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have even had a long run and just stopped right just after midnight and just killed the next day's run too.
I've thought about that. I've thought about that a few times, especially in the backyard ultra.
Yeah.
Like not out at 11 p.m. because I know that, as soon as I wake up, I have to go for another run. So I'd have to push through, at least get another loop in at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Just so I get a full, ends up being like a, 30, 35 hour break then. Yeah.
As far as backyard ultras go, your first one was at Dead Cow in 2021. Is that right?
Yeah. It's the only backyard ultra events I've entered, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good to do others, but usually the time frame just works out that that's probably the best one to do. Yeah.
But you're improving every time. Did you get 24, 30, then 32? Is that the progression?
Yeah. So the whole reason I entered the backyard ultra in 2021 is because I had an entry to GSCR 100 miler, which is the Great Southern Endurance Run down in Victorian Alps, and it's 100 miler, 10,000 meters of vert. So it's quite difficult in terms of 100 milers. And I just set out a goal to run 24 hours just to know that I could run the distance, and then spend the rest of the year training for that. And then COVID sort of interrupted flights and couldn't get there because I think the Victorian borders were closed that year and we couldn't get down there. So I had to defer that to 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was pretty wild weather that year as well, wasn't it, at that race?
It was atrocious. Yeah, it was so bad that they had to do 30 3-kilometer loops up the same mountain 4 times.
All right.
4 or 5 times, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty demoralizing for the runners, because every time they left the aid station, they were going straight up the same climb every time. And with the weather so bad, I think they had a lot of DNFs.
Right.
Because it just made it so much tougher mentally and physically, because it's the same 30K loop just over and over and over again until you got to 100 miles.
Yeah, yeah. And you have posted a video of that race, and it's a good watch too.
Yeah, I was I think the whole reason why I went to do that race in the first place was because I crewed and paced my brother there one year, because he's done it 3 times.
Yeah.
And so I got down there, and as soon as we're up in the mountains, I was like, I've got to do this. This is spectacular. Like, I've never seen anything like this before, and I've just got to see the whole course. So, yeah.
Now, as far as Dead Cow Gully goes, I ran with you at the Masters, and you did really well, about 32. I thought that was the toughest race. I don't know, but I think it was the varying in temperature that made it so hard for me. But what ended the race for you?
I had probably sounds a bit soft, but I had a few like massive blisters. Like, they were probably, I don't know, maybe 60 centimeters round. Like, they were like huge. I had 2 big ones on my right foot, and one popped, and it was so painful. I ended up walking that loop for ages, and my whole sock filled up with just all the blister, and it was hurting so bad. And I come in, and that was on lap 30, and I tried to wrap it up, and it was just so painful. Like, it just kept rubbing on that same spot, and I'm like, all right, I'll push through for a PB, but I think next time shoe choice is going to be a big difference. So I definitely won't be wearing those shoes. And yeah, it's one of those things you sort of learn. You get to these distances, and you get a blister in a certain place. So this year I'll have a different game plan. So basically the blisters got me. Right.
So you sometimes do get the blister on this one same spot.
Yeah. The particular one was on my little toe,
right,
and whole toe turned into one big blister, and it was like my little toe was in a blister, and it was it was something else. I tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you change shoes for the road loop and the day loop?
No, just ran the same, the whole thing in road shoes. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Are you going to be running at Dead Cow Gully this year?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I jumped in after the list was released.
Okay.
So my name's not on there.
Right. Yeah. So I know that you often, and at the Masters, I'm pretty sure you were there on your own without a crew. Will you be there with the crew this time?
I will have a crew this time. Yes.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. So it would be cool. Yeah. The wife and kids are going to come out this time and camp and hang out, and
awesome.
It should be a really good weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And do you think maybe your wife will do the chili dog challenge, or not too sure?
Maybe. I haven't discussed that yet, but I was thinking about giving it a go.
Oh, really?
Get some extra nutrition in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're still going to be running though at 6 hours in.
Oh yeah. No doubts about that.
I know you're organising. So you're organising We've Got Your Backyard Ultra. Is this the first time you've ever got involved in organising a race?
It is, yeah. The first time being a race director, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And it's on the 10th of March. So Yeah, tell us all about it.
So the race itself is it's got a couple of stories behind why it's come about. The first year I did a backyard ultra. You run around and you talk to all different people, and it's so easy paced. Not for everyone, but it was really nice to be able to actually talk to people, and you come back around the next hour and you can talk to someone else and have a good time. And it's like a running holiday, basically. Like you just run around all day. It's like a big training camp, and you come down back to your tent, you talk to someone else, or it really has been a social environment every time I've done one. And then the second year, we had sort of the same people come back to Dead Cow Gully, and it was like catching up with old friends. And my mate Drew Willis, his wife came out and crewed for both of us, and we ran. I ran 30 hours. I think he ran 31 or 32 laps that year, and it just got me thinking, like, she put up all that time to make sure that I had drink bottles, food ready, if I needed anything heated up or whatever. And then at the Dead Cow Masters, I set up next to Brett Sandring, the race director for Blackall 100, and we'd spoken a few times at Dead Cow Gully, and he's like, "Did you bring crew?" I'm like, "No, I'll be right. I'll just make sure stuff's ready and that's fine." He goes, "No. My wife and kids are here. They can help out. They can, cook for you and do whatever you need." And I was blown away, really. Yeah. And so they helped me out all day, all night. And, he had a big gas heater in his tent. So in the middle of the night, we'd be laying down next to this gas heater, staying warm in between loops. And then, we get woken up, all right, time to go. And we'd, hustle back out to the start line. And I walked away from the Masters just appreciating the community and how inviting, especially trail runners and ultra runners, and now that I've joined the Road Runners Club this year, they're all my, new friends, and, they're all going to come down to this race as well. And it just got me thinking, I really want to do something back for the community. Because another guy I know crewed me at the Guzzler this year and put up his whole day. All right, I'm going to look after you all day. You just run and I'll have everything ready for you. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to put on an event for the community. So it's for the community to get into backyard ultras, and at the same time, we'll just donate everything to Beyond Blue. So it's like a double-edged sword where I look after the community, they sign up, and then we look after Beyond Blue at the same time. So it's like, doing two things at once, and, help people get inspired and get into backyard ultras.
Yeah. No, it sounds awesome. And I'm actually surprised that there's not more of these types of races where it's like a capped backyard ultra, because this is a capped backyard ultra where it's 10 loops. Is that right?
Yeah. So we've capped it at 10, mainly because it's also going to be the idea behind it is to get more interest and more achievement, like give people the idea that's more achievable, instead of going to a backyard and going, all right, how far can you go? So putting a cap on it, I'm trying to encourage people who've never done one before to get into it. And then because we're going to do the 10 loops, the first person home on the 10th loop is going to be the winner. So if you're a big ultra runner and you want a solid training run, you can use this as a test to go big, and you can push the 10th loop and see how strong you feel after 10 hours. So there's like all these different factors that I wanted it to become community-based, give the charity, give the big guys a good training run, or, you know, people, if they're capable of doing, you know, 24, 30, 40 hours, strategies to be able to go to 40 hours. If they finish 10 loops feeling fantastic, then they could probably triple it, no worries. So, yeah.
I've had a look at the course map, and I mean, I don't live in Queensland, so I don't really know the area, but it looks really nice. It looks like a lot of it's along a river as well.
Yeah, so we've got so the start line is pretty much where our weekly park run starts. Whoop. My things dropped down. So it starts where our park run starts, and we run out, I think it's 500 meters to the river, and then you run along the river, so you get a little bit of you know, river views, and then you've got our park is very green at the moment, so it looks really nice and lush. And then a lot of people who do parkrun have never seen this extra little 1.7K loop that goes around a like I call it the duck pond, but it's just a little man-made lake with bridges all the way around it, so you get to run around that. And then you come back onto the parkrun course, and then basically finish where parkrun finishes. So it's like it's our normal parkrun course with an extra side bit around the lake.
Yeah, awesome. And what's the race hub going to be like? I understand you're going to have stuff going on.
Yeah. So we've got like a, you know, start line. We've got marquee. We've got a big area that we can have marquees, and then we've got our race HQ is going to be one of the park shelters, which is quite big. It's like 10 meters by 4 meters, so it's quite large. That's where we'll have our little aid station, and there's heaps of parking because we usually get more than 500 people to park run every week, so there's plenty of space for to put on an event.
Yeah. Now, is it being held on a Saturday or a Sunday?
Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because we can't clash with other events.
Yeah, I see. Now, there's also a 2K option for the kids, yeah?
Yeah. So that'd be cool. We're going to start them at 15 minutes after the loop starts. Yeah. So everyone will start their loop at 9 o'clock, and they'll run off, and then we'll get all the kids lined up at 9:15, and then they can take off and bolt their way down to it's 1K out and then 1K back, and then
awesome.
Then they can cream van.
Will your kids be running in it?
They are. I've already signed them up.
Awesome.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there aren't many races, let alone ultras, that only cost $67. So I mean, it's really good value, and you've already said some really good things about it. I mean, it's a perfect event for all runners, really.
Yeah,
people who enjoy the format, people who want to try the format, people who just want to run a marathon for the first time.
Yeah,
and it's perfect timing with Dead Cow Gully just being like a couple months later as well, right?
Yeah, so that was another reason why it's 6 or 7 weeks before Dead Cow Gully as well, because we're sort of associated with them or with Tim about having an event prior to his as to help, you know, boost interest and to get people into the sport and stuff like that. So we didn't want to clash with other events, especially events that I really enjoy, and I know most of the race directors, so it was really hard to, you know, pick a weekend, but we're not clashing with too many people, so it worked out okay on that weekend.
Yeah. So with the last lap as well being basically a race, that will be really fun to watch.
Definitely, definitely. I'm actually looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon you'll get a crowd of people there just to watch that last lap.
I hope so because I know a lot of my friends are like, oh, that weekend, you know, I'm so far out from my marathon. I'm gonna just do 5 loops or 6 loops, and that's fine. But because we've got a coffee van, there's an ice cream van there, and we'll have the pizza van, so everyone can just hang around and have a feed and listen to music and have a good time and just enjoy the day really.
Yeah, sure. So have you run a hot lap around the course yet, Rowan? Like how fast would you be able to do it in?
Not a hot lap. Like I've trained on it a few times, and I usually run it about 35 minutes.
Yep.
So basically, right on the 5 minute K pace. But if I really gave it a red hot crack, I could get that down to 4 minute Ks. No worries.
Yeah, awesome. So under 30, you reckon the winner would go under 30 minutes?
Uh, yeah, people could run it under 30.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, 31, 30, yeah, probably 31. Yeah, would be a good target. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you made a segment of the course on Strava?
No, I haven't. I really should.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Oh, you've got enough time to do it. So it's the 10th of March, right?
10th of March. Yeah.
Yeah, beauty. Now, as you mentioned, it's you're raising money for Beyond Blue, and you do a lot raising awareness and raising funds for mental health. I mean, you grew an awesome mo last year for Movember, and you coloured it in for Coast to Cozies as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's obviously something that's close to your heart, like the mental health
Mm,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm in the building industry, and sometimes things don't go, swimmingly well, and projects build up, and you know, contractors like to, put all their stress onto you, and blah blah. So you cop a fair bit in the building industry because there's quite a lot of negativity out there. With deadlines and this and that, and it can be quite full on. And to be honest, I've had my moments, without like going into too much detail, but like having to talk to a psychiatrist before just to help with, getting moving forward and getting through things. It's just been on the back of my mind, like, and awareness and, helping people talk about it, and it just helping myself talk about it is has been a struggle. So it seems to be just one of those things for me that's always right there. And it's really important just to be able to, talk to someone and let it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's not something I'm comfortable talking about my mental health and stuff like that. But I mean, it's only in the last few years that it's become kind of like acceptable in society to be able to admit that you're struggling with your mental health. And
Yeah, definitely.
it's because of like events like this and raising awareness and just because, like you said, talking to someone, that's probably the thing that helps more than anything else. Like these things like Beyond Blue and Lifeline, they literally are saving people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um,
It's,
sorry.
well, it doesn't. They're all fantastic, and it is hard for people to pick up the phone and just ring someone out of the blue, like you've never spoke to them before. And to be honest, sometimes that's the best thing, is to talk to someone you've never spoke to before, and you don't have that emotional connection or friendship that and you don't have to worry about what they think about you. They're just there to listen, and they're just there to help you. So, but, if you do have someone that you know and feel comfortable with, then 99% of the time they are more than happy just to listen. And that's what people don't understand is, you feel insecure and scared and blah, blah about talking to someone, but it's, after you get probably 5 or 10 words in, you feel so much better. So it's really, it doesn't matter who you talk to, but if you do need to talk to someone, it's very important to just talk to someone.
It's also one of the great things about running as well is, I'm pretty sure you would agree, but I find it a lot easier talking to someone shoulder to shoulder while I'm running beside someone than just sitting down and talking to them face to face at a table.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite a strange thing because in like the road runner scene, everyone's trying to run as hard as they can for, to finish the half marathon or finish the marathon or whatever it is. But then as soon as you jump over the ultra scene and, you're 50, 60 Ks out in the middle of the bush, what feels like the middle of nowhere, and you're running side by side with someone, and you just end up talking about random stuff. And it, sometimes it could be something that's on your chest that you never spoke to your best mate about. And it's how that instant connection, because it's like you're both going through the exact same thing at the exact same time. And all of a sudden you've broken down all these barriers and you feel more comfortable with that person right now and then than someone you've known for years. It's a really strange feeling, but it's awesome that, like yourself now that you've experienced it. And it's really hard to, tell someone, if you do an ultra, you'll have the best time because you'll have someone to talk to. Sometimes you don't see anyone, out there in the middle of nowhere, but I'm sure enough, somewhere along the line, you'll end up having one of these moments yourself. And I have, so I'm sure heaps of people have.
Yeah, definitely. So how big's the field limit for We've Got Your Backyard Ultra?
We want to run 200. So we want to run about, maximum of 200 in the 67K, and probably 50 kids would be ideal. That'd be sort of perfect because, as you know, people get 4 to 5 loops in and they've run their 30 or 40 Ks, they're happy. And then the field reduces down quite a lot by the time you even get to 10 loops. So if we run 200, we've still got a little way to go to get to 200, but I think we're 5 weeks out now. So we're getting there.
Yeah, cool. And what about volunteers? Like if someone can't run at it for whatever reason, but they want to be involved, can people volunteer and help out on the day?
Anyone can help out on the day. We have got a lot of the guys and girls that I run with have put up their time for the day. A couple of them are going to run like 1 or 2 loops or 3 loops and then spend the rest of the day helping out, which is fantastic. So they're like double dipping in the helping out department. So they've helped out with signing up and they're going to spend the rest of the day helping out at the event. So, but we've got probably 12 or 13, maybe more volunteers for the day. And I roughly estimated we need at least 12 for it to run smoothly. So, but and more than welcome for anyone to help out on the day.
Awesome. Now, you've got an Instagram account for the race. Are you going to be doing live streams and stuff like that?
I would. I definitely would like to do that. Definitely. Yeah. Especially the last loop for the finish line. Yeah.
Awesome. So for the rest of 2024, what races have you got lined up?
So the first crack is Noosa 100. So hopefully aiming for 100k PB. And then after that will be dead cow. And then after dead cow, I think if I get my timeline right, I think it's Sunshine Coast Marathon.
Yeah.
Aiming for the big, sub 3.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, yep. And then not long after that, I think it's Blackall 100.
Yep.
And then if I get into Coast to Cozzy again.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your best marathon time, just out of interest?
So the first, you wouldn't believe it, but the first marathon that I actually did was last year, 3 weeks after Dead Cow. No. It was, so I did Dead Cow, I did Masters, and then I think it was 2 weeks later was the Guzzler 100, and then a week later I did a relay race, and then a week later I think it was Sunshine Coast Marathon, and I picked up a niggle in the Guzzler, and it wasn't recovered by the time I did the marathon. So I went into the event knowing that I was injured, and all I could think was, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm just gonna finish it. I won that free entry into the event, so it didn't cost me anything. So I was like, I'm just I'm gonna finish it. Happy days. Walk away, get a medal. And the gun went off, and I'm 10Ks in, and I'm sitting on 4:12s. So I'm like, sub 3 marathon. I'm right in the sweet spot, and then my knee starts to play havoc, and then I did the next 10Ks at 4:30 pace, and then I got to a half marathon just over like the 3-hour pace, and just went downhill like massively, and ended up being 3:35 on the nose. So yeah. Yeah. So I run all these 100Ks and 200Ks and whatever, and then last year was my first marathon.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So you've only done one.
Only done one.
Yeah, cool. So as we mentioned, 32 is your best backyard ultra result, and I'm sure you would agree that you've got plenty more in you than that. But do you have any backyard ultra like long-term goals?
I really want to. I think my next sort of mental barrier, as such, like, I know you're not meant to have a goal, and you're meant to just do each loop, and you're not meant to think about it. You just go out and just line up every hour, and all the top guys don't even know what loop they're up to by the time they get to 70. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
crazy. But I really want to. Like, I think 50 is a good target. So if I crack 50 this year, I mean, if you can crack 50, I think you can keep pushing on further than that. But I would love to see a 5-0. Yeah,
that would be awesome. Hopefully a dead cow.
Yeah, I think that'll be the time to do it, because looking at the start list, I know, there's people there that are well and truly in the 90s. So it's. I don't think there's any troubles with someone taking you to 50.
Yeah, 100%. Well, because everyone's going to be. Do you reckon the 10 grand will make much of a difference, or do you reckon it would have gone? Do you reckon it will push people to go a bit longer?
I think when it gets down to the nitty gritty, like when you get to like 2 or 3 people left, I think that will play a factor. I think that'll help someone push through the hurt. I think that will give someone the incentive to know they're right there, and they could take it if they keep going. Like, I don't think it's going to be really in the minds of too many people. I know the people that have run, over 90 hours, will be thinking, this is theirs for the taking. But I think, you've got to get there first. But I don't think a lot of people will be thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to make things interesting, isn't it? 10 grand. It's pretty awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah. That's our goal, is to donate in our event. That's our goal, to donate over 10,000.
Yeah.
That's if we hit 200 runners, we'll smash that, and that's the plan. But yeah, it's definitely will be an awesome prize package to walk away with.
Yeah. With your YouTube channel, look, I know you did Coast to Cozzy last year, and it looked like a pretty tough one, like with all the rain and trees over the road and stuff, like then walking through water. Did you document it, and are you going to put out a video of it on your YouTube channel?
I do plan on putting all the footage together and making something of it. The weather was atrocious, and that does make it very difficult to film in weather like that, because you can't have a drone, and you can't, as soon as rain gets on the lens, it pretty much destroys the footage. So it I don't know how much footage I'll have left after I chop it all up, but basically setting up this event has taken up all my spare time. So we won't be able to get to it till after we get this out of the way.
Yeah, sure. It's such bad luck about the weather, because I don't know if you remember or not, but the year before Coast to Cozzy, it was the most perfect weather of all time. Do you remember that? I still remember seeing the videos and the photos. It looked so perfect.
Yeah, no, I've seen a couple of videos, and that's just the mountains. It's the mountain weather. It can change on a dime, and it's just one of those things you just have to respect. So it's as bad as it was, and everyone would say the same thing, but it still didn't break the community spirit behind it. So it was crazy to see the community spirit behind that event.
Yeah. They really they hand out food and stuff to the runners and stuff, don't they? Like the school kids and stuff, like when you're running.
Yeah, the school. Yeah, the local school. Apparently, it's their biggest fundraiser for the year.
Oh.
And because of the flooding, no one. It was a real shame, because they spent all week getting all their cakes and everything ready, and they put it all at the school, and then it flooded, and no one could get to the school. No one could go to the school to get all the stuff they've made all week. So they end up doing a couple of parents and kids end up bringing down like a barbecue, and they end up doing pancakes on the side of the road in the rain for all the runners, which is awesome to see. And then they did a donation hat at the end of the race, and everyone threw in some money to show their support for them to, because they lost all their food that they prepared for the event. So everyone chipped in. It was awesome.
Yeah. So Rowan, at the end of each podcast, I like to ask my guests their 3 backyard ultra tips. So what are your 3?
My first one is, a lot of people I've run with, they run the loop and then hydrate and eat at the end of each loop. And I'm huge on always taking half liter out every loop. So nutrition is definitely key to being able to run, long distance, but having that hydration with you all the time definitely has helped me get to where I've gotten to. The other one I would say is not, and a lot of people already know this, but not to have that goal, because that can trick you into finishing early, especially if you've never done 100K and you hit that. Everyone hurts. Like, everyone's going through something out there, like their legs, their calves, their back, whatever it may be. It might be really hot. So everyone's in the same boat. It's just that some people can just push through that barrier, and sometimes having that little goal, because that's what stopped me in the first year, was hit my goal, done, perfect.
Yeah.
24 hours, I'm out of here. Like, jumped in the car and drove home. Like, so that can, but that was on the first year. So it's like, most people probably don't have the drive to push. How far can I go? And not having a goal will definitely set you up better to achieve more loops. And the third one, I'd probably crew's important, and not just to fill up your water bottles, and not just to cook or heat up your food, but in the middle of the night, at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, witching out, it's like they're the worst hours of the night. Just having, if you want someone to talk to, they're right there. You can talk to them, and just having someone to social with when you come in, and that can help a lot, is just having someone there in your corner, ready to push you back out of the seat. And so I think, hydration is key. Crew, and what was the second one again? I've already forgotten. Hydration,
crew, no target.
Yeah, no target. Yeah, cool. Target, crew, and hydration.
Yeah, nice. I remember after the Masters, when I dropped a couple of days after, you sent me a message, and you actually gave me some other good advice then as well. Like, if you're ever struggling, just stick onto the back of someone and don't let go.
Yeah,
that's really good advice too.
Yeah, it definitely because it's really funny, because especially at the Masters, I was running with Brett a lot, and we were talking a lot about our splits and where we're at on the course at certain times. Like, we'll get to a certain point, we're a minute behind or 2 minutes behind last loop, and we come in at 50 minutes. Like, and you start running all these numbers, and when you're trying to do math at 3 o'clock in the morning, is quite difficult, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can just latch on to someone and even just look at their heels and just follow them until you get back, is you don't have to say anything, but it's just like having a little target on their back, and you're just following that target all the way around the course until you get back. Yeah, it does help a lot.
Yeah. I wish I thought of that when I was at the Masters on that loop.
I must have run past you when you're where you were walking, and I didn't. It was so hard to see people.
Yeah,
I found it hard to identify people, even running back the other way. Like, I'd look at them, and maybe it's because we're so tired, but I found it really hard to see who was who, and then So if I seen you walking, I would have give you a little shunt. Yeah.
It was really hard to, it was a hard one. But now we have spoken a bit about We've Got Your Back Out Ultra. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that we need to talk about?
We've had really great support from the ultra community. So we've got Leah, who's doing all our photography for free. So she's going to do all that for free, and she's doing one of the prizes, because we're doing random prizes for the event. So we're not doing first, second, and the third prizes. Everyone's just going to get a ticket, and then even if they go home, they can still win. So they'll get a ticket at sign-in in the morning, and then they'll go in the draw to win all these random prizes. And so we've got Leah. She's offered up a $750 family photo shoot for free, and she's doing all our event photos for free. So that's amazing. And we've got Nicole Jukes. You would know Nicole. She's massive in the backyard ultra scene. She's offered up 2 Backyard Ultra Australia memberships to give away. So 2 of those. And she's doing a 8-week run coach program to give away to someone as well. We've got the local cafe. They're giving us a $50 voucher. So, 2 people can go and have breakfast and coffee for free. We've got Run Vault, which is a local running store in the Brisbane city. They're giving us 2 $50 vouchers to their store. We've got Run the World. Do you know much about Run the World?
I know a little bit. I follow people on Strava who are doing it, but I don't really know that much about it.
So Travis Island, who runs it, he's created all these maps around the world that you can sign up to, and you just sort of track your kilometers and, run around Australia, New Zealand, Canada, all these different countries. And so he's giving away a 1-year membership and a free singlet. So one of our runners will get a membership to his app and, get to start their journey around Australia.
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember there might be a couple of other things that I've forgotten. Sorry, but so we've got all these random prizes that people have given up to support the race.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and look, it sounds really, really good. I wish I was in Brisbane so I could do it myself. But yeah, good on you for organising it, because it's and I hope the weather is really good, and I hope it. I know it's going to be a great event, so I hope it all goes perfectly.
Yeah, no, it'd be fun because it's just you have that central aid station, we'll have music playing, and just people can just hang out for the day and just watch their friends and family run around for 10 hours.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, they are fun events just to hang out and watch the runners, like socialise with your friends, have a barbecue, whatever. They're fun races just to be at, I think.
Definitely. They're probably the most social event you could ever do, I reckon. In the running world.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thanks heaps for coming on, Rowan. It's been really good to catch up. All the best with your year. Hopefully I'll see you in person. Well, I will see you at Dead Cow Gully, so that will be good. Yeah. And all the best with We've Got Your Backyard Ultra as well.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
No worries. Well, we'll be in touch, and I'll see you in a few months.
Too easy. Thanks, Pato.
All right. See you, Rowan.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, it would be awesome if you could share, comment, like, subscribe, all of that. If you've got any feedback, shoot me a message. Hope you have a great day. See ya.